Good afternoon once again, and welcome to Randall R. Sadler Stadium on the campus of Earlham College as we bring you Quakers baseball here this afternoon. The Quakers take on the Pioneers of Transylvania. 2 games today, and then the Quakers down to their final 3 as we're down to the last week of the regular season. The Quakers still trying to get to a spot in the upcoming HCAC tournament. And the question is, can they get in before the season ends? Because the bottom line is they've come up to a point where they are now down to trying to get to their 9th win of the season. And if they can get 9 wins, they feel they can get in. But the Quakers have lost 4 straight, and now they'll try to rebound here today against a Transylvania team that is also in the hunt. Transylvania 5-9 in the conference. Earlham coming in at 7-7. We'll talk about this Quaker baseball team coming up in just a couple of moments. Stay right there. This is Earlham Baseball on Radio Troy Digital Sport.
We check them better. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle is fully inspected and reconditioned by ASE and factory-trained technicians. And each Better Buy vehicle comes with a Carfax vehicle history report, so you know you can buy a vehicle with confidence. We back them better with a 3-day satisfaction guarantee. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified comes with a 3-day or 300-mile satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like it within that 3 days or 300 miles, just bring it back and we'll exchange it for a vehicle of equal value. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle comes with a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty. We price them better. We have dedicated individuals searching the entire country for the highest quality, lowest price vehicles for our inventory. In today's competitive market, we're constantly monitoring vehicle values to ensure that we're offering the best prices possible. We guarantee that every Wetzel Better Buy vehicle is the highest quality used car or truck around. Our reconditioning process guarantees that you are getting a vehicle as close to brand new as possible, and our warranties back that up.
Back here once again at Randall R. Sadler Stadium as the final preparations for today's matchup between Transylvania and Earlham. We are down to the final 5 games of the final week of the season. As of right now, the Quakers are not going to be hosting this year's tournament. Their hope is to get in. Question is, will they have enough here at the end of the year to get into the tournament because everything is so close? And, of course, we'll check out those standings coming up in a couple of moments. Let's go back to the last 4 games. Quakers went to Franklin, and they go to Anderson. They lost all 4 of those contests, 9-1, 13-2, 3-2, and 5-4. 2 close games against Anderson, had their chances to win in both those games. The games against Franklin, it was all Franklin in both those contests. To give you kind of an idea of how the Quakers really ran into a brick wall in those 4 games, they scored only 9 runs in those 4 contests. They were outscored 30-9. They left 36 runners on base in the 2 games, including 20 against Anderson. Here's the other number that is a little bit disturbing going into this contest here today, is the Quakers struck out 56 times in those 2 games, 21 against Franklin and 25 against Anderson. So they've got to find a way to put the ball in play here this afternoon against a Transylvania team that is not a very good team hitting-wise, but they've got a couple of guys who can throw, and we'll talk about their pitching in a couple of moments. A couple other numbers before we go through the starting lineups here today. The Quakers in the 4 games, leading into this one, their batting average is at a mere 191. The Quakers had just 27 hits in the 4 games. We mentioned they scored just 9 runs, only 7 walks, and 15 stolen bases. And there's one other area of concern going into today and the upcoming tournament if the Quakers make it. Quakers finished with 12 errors in those 4 games. So Earlham trying to turn it around here today against a Transylvania team who lost twice to Manchester, 9-7 and 5-0. Transylvania coming in at 15-20 overall, 5-9 on the season when it comes to conference play. So they know 2 wins today will put them what they believe would be 2 more wins closer to that magical number of 9, which looks like that might be the number that will get you into the tournament this year. but they're also 3-5 on the road. We'll talk about some of their numbers coming up in just a few moments as well. All right, stay right there. When we come back on the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show, we'll give you the starting lineups coming up in a moment. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you're born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shear.
Since 1994, Beach Automotive has provided motorists in the Richmond area with comprehensive auto repair services that include car and truck care, alignment, brakes, tires, engine, transmission, and more. You'll be hard-pressed to find the same level of expertise that our auto mechanic specialists provide. For a high-performing vehicle, trust Beach Automotive. To learn more, call 765-966-8181. Beach Automotive, 110 East Main Street, Richmond.
There is Steve Sakositz, the head coach for the Quakers, going over the ground rules, and Zach Getze, the head coach in his second season for Transylvania as well, going over the ground rules here today for this doubleheader between Transylvania and Earlham. Isaac Taylor will lead things off for the Pioneers. He'll be in left field. Cole Ratliff batting second in right field. Hudson Chastain hitting third at second base. Austin Butts, the DH, he will be cleaning up this afternoon. Michael Bly is hitting fifth and catching. Wade LaPiccolo is going to be at third base today. LaPiccolo is the number 6 hitter. Also, Mick Wade is in left field, or should say at first base, hitting seventh. Henry Malloy hitting eighth at shortstop, and David McAnally hitting in the number 9 hole. He will be in center field here this afternoon. So Taylor, Ratliff, Chastain, Butts, Bly, LaPiccolo, along with Wade, Malloy, and McAnally today, again for Transylvania. Quakers will line up like this afternoon, leading things off Isaiah Shake. Isaiah will be in center field this afternoon. Mark Jandro is at third base for the Quakers. Jandro hitting second. Hitting third, Addison Robertson, the DH. Danny Dott back in the cleanup spot today. He's at first base. Ian Bach hitting fifth and catching. Dre Davis hitting sixth at second base. In the starting lineup today for the Quakers, Anthony Morgan in left field. Morgan will be hitting seventh. Brian Pansura hitting eighth at shortstop. And Alec Bryan will be hitting ninth. He gets the start today in right field. So it'll be Shake, Jandro, Robertson, Dopp, Bach, Davis, Morgan, Pansura, and Bryan. Joey Yancey gets the start today for Transylvania here in Game 1. He is 1-1 on the year with an ERA of 3.05. And for the Quakers, Kyle Gorman, 4-2 with an ERA of 4.87. Quakers and the Pioneers, Game 1, and a huge game again here today. In fact, a huge doubleheader for both these teams as they both try to qualify for the upcoming HCAC playoffs. We will come back in a couple of moments. This is the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show right here, Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Wish me luck, wish me luck. We've all said it. Thing is, life doesn't run on luck. For most people, it takes careful planning. A lot more than, say, crossing your fingers or toes. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Because as your life changes, your life insurance coverage should do the same. And when it comes to your coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shear.
Big Boys Pizza is now open in Richmond, located at 1015 East Main Street, next door to the Civic Theater. The menu has great sandwiches, pasta, salads, and of course, pizza. Come dine in, carry out, or have your food delivered day or night, at home or at the office. Other locations are in Connorsville and Brookville. Bring in a sports ticket after any game and receive 10% off your purchase. Ticket must be dated for the same day as your purchase. Dine in, take out, or delivery, Big Boys Pizza. 765-488-0023. Kate's Cages is the #1 indoor training facility for baseball and softball in Richmond by far. With top flight instructors, you will learn how to play the game the right way. Everything from pitching, hitting, catching, and fielding. Kate's Cages will also have the opportunity to participate in triple play fall ball, the softball academy, individual and team camps, and individual private workouts. Kate's Cages Baseball and Softball Indoor Training Facility, 1366 Rose City Boulevard. Call 993-2353 for more information.
I got this.
I got this.
I got this.
At Harrington Hogue, we believe your life belongs to you. That's why we work hard to make sure that your insurance coverage is the last thing you have to worry about. So when it comes to keeping you protected,
We got this.
At First Bank Richmond, we provide you with an excellent banking experience. Whether it's personal checking, savings, mortgage loans, consumer loans, retail lending, or trust and investments, you can count on First Bank Richmond. First Bank Richmond has been serving the Richmond area since 1887. For more information, give them a call at 962-2581 or go to their website at firstbankrichmond.com. A beautiful day here in Richmond. Finally getting some warm weather to work with. We'll see the temperatures around 80 here this afternoon for a doubleheader. That is finally some good news. We haven't seen a whole lot of nice weather here recently. Kyle Gorman's going to get the start today for the Quakers. You see Kyle right there getting his warm-up tosses in here this afternoon. And Kyle again, give you his numbers coming up in just a couple of moments. He'll be facing a team that is not too bad in the hitting department, not a team that's going to scare you a whole lot. We mentioned Transylvania coming to this one here today with a .238 batting average. They'll steal bases, about 3.3 steals per game. Their on-base percentage at .336, slugging percentage at .328, so not a ton of power in their lineup, but they'll score about 5 runs per game and about 8 hits per game as well, and they're led by Isaac Taylor hitting at .333 with 25 stolen bases. So that's a guy they really want to get on base here this afternoon against Kyle Gorman and the Quakers. So we are ready to go here today, one of two. We'll talk more about how the Quakers can qualify for the playoffs. It'd be very simple, just win all 4 games down the stretch here, and they'll be in good shape. Only problem is they still have Manchester coming up, another team that is trying to get into the playoffs as well. So there is a lot on the line over the next couple of days here in the HCAC. So here we go as, again, the first batter in the lineup, Isaac Taylor. We just mentioned Taylor a moment ago, coming in at .333 on the year. No home runs, 10 runs driven in, but this is a guy they want to get started, get him on base, 26 of 33 in the stolen base department. And he is a left-handed hitter, as Kyle will be actually talking with Ian Bach for the final time. Make sure they're all ready to go. Again, let's look at the number, the line for Kyle Gorman. He comes in at 4-2, 8 appearances this year, all starts. He is 4-2 on the season with an ERA of 4.87, throwing so far 40 2/3 innings, 30 strikeouts, and 11 walks on the season. So here we go this afternoon, and a good look at the leadoff hitter, Isaac Taylor, as we're ready to get this one underway. And the first pitch is outside, ball 1. Quakers have lost 5 straight. It's been a long time since we've said that about an Earlham baseball team. Here's the pitch. And it's outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Gorman out of Cincinnati, a sophomore, had a very good freshman season. That one hit foul. Good cut by the leadoff hitter, Isaac Taylor. It's Taylor, Ratliff, and Chastain. Here at Sadler Stadium, 310 down the left field line, as always with the monster to deal with if you're a right-handed hitter. .375 in the alleys, .390 dead center, and .325 in right field. There's a pitch in there for a strike, and the count is even at 2-2. Isaiah Shake in center field for the Quakers today. Anthony Morgan in left. Alec Bryan gets the start today in right field. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Quakers will be back here on Friday, and those will be the final 2 conference matchups. There's a swing and a ball hit foul. And then they'll play a non-conference game on Sunday. And we'll know by the end of Friday pretty much where everybody stands in the upcoming tournament. We'll talk about the games remaining for some of the other teams. That's going to be chopped to the right side. Charging is Davis, throws it high, and it goes over the head of Danny Dopp. Heading to second base will be Taylor. The throw is in time. So the error eventually will not hurt as Taylor tried to stretch it to second base, and he is thrown out, so that'll be an error on the second baseman, Dre Davis, and then the put out at second base. Here's Ratliff. Ratliff will step to the plate with a .224 batting average, 1 home run and 22 runs driven in, and the pitch is up high, ball 1. A little bit of a breeze. You'll see the netting right there every once in a while, so the wind is blowing straight out center field. Here's the pitch, and it's outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Ratliff back in. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Good off-speed pitch that time by Kyle Gorman. We'll try to reset that camera a little higher. Make sure we get Kyle's complete body in there, huh? Back in the right-hander, Ratliff. Here's the pitch on the way. It's up high. 3 balls and a strike. And now to Ratliff. Dopp is down at first base for the Quakers. Davis at second. Jandro's at third. And Brian Pinsura at shortstop. All these guys will be back next year. Pitch is outside. That'll be ball 4. And we have a base runner here in inning number 1. Here's Chastain.
Number 6, Hudson Chastain.
Chastain, another left-handed hitter, stepping in the lineup. Chastain on the year, .270, no home runs, 20 runs driven in. By the way, Ratliff can run as well. 9 of 10 in the stolen base department this year. There's Chastain, the left-handed hitter, as he'll take that pitch in there for a strike. And he falls behind at no balls and 1 strike. Here in the top of the first inning, I mentioned the wind is blowing out. It's actually calmed down a little bit. We got here today at about 1 o'clock, and it was really gusting pretty well at that time. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch again by Gorman. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. Boy, the scenarios are interesting as you look at the remaining games. Here's the 0-2. That's hit down the line, and that's going to go foul. But when you look at the remaining games of all the teams, and we'll try to run down some of the scenarios, Anderson, they have maybe the toughest path, though I still think they're going to get in for sure. But where they're going to finish is going to be the other question, because they still play Franklin today, and they go to Rose on Friday, and Rose is fighting for a playoff spot as well. Snap throw to first, not in time by Ian Bach. Pitch was outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kyle Gorman again, the right-hander, ready to go to work. The stretch and the 1-2 pitch, grounded toward the shortstop. Pinsura to Davis, his turn to first, and not in time. They will get the lead runner for out number 2. Chastain will reach on the fielder's choice, and that'll bring up Austin Butts. At .252 on the year, a home run. He has driven in 19.
At bat for the H, number 19, Austin Butts.
Butts will hit from the right side, the designated hitter today for Transylvania. The stretch and the pitch, high and inside, ball one. A lot of promotions going on today here at Sadler Stadium. Hopefully, in fact, a pretty good crowd on the hill down the right field line. Having the students come out. In fact, most of the students will be gone here relatively soon as that pitch is in there for a strike, and the count is even at 1-1. Two away here in the top of inning number one. The pitch. Hits inside. And we'll go to 2 balls and a strike. Team that for Transylvania, and hitting-wise, they're not a lineup that's going to scare you a whole lot. There's a pitch in there for a strike. That's a great pitch there by Gorman. But the Quakers not hitting as well as they did a year ago, and so it's a lineup that is top-heavy, but again, a little bit light on the bottom side. Transylvania pretty much the same way. Runner takes off. The 2-2 pitch swung on and missed, and that'll be a strikeout as Austin Butts will go down swinging. And we will head to the bottom half of inning number one after half inning of play. Transylvania nothing. Earlham coming to bat. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Georgia Direct is your one-stop source for floor coverings and decorating ideas for remodeling a home, office, kitchen, or bathroom. Their showroom offers quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Armstrong, Craft Made, and many more. They proudly offer Richmond the best quality and variety of home design solutions at competitive prices. At Georgia Direct, their goal is to deliver an outstanding customer experience from selection through installation. Georgia Direct Carpets and Cabinets, 5200 National Road East, Richmond.
Best One Tire and Service has been committed to our partners since 1948. With more than 250 locations in 26 states, Best One puts over 1 million tires on the road every year. Superior tires, expert service, competitive prices. Best One Tire and Service, where the best costs less.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark with Best One of Richmond. Because Best One is one of Bridgestone's largest retailers, we offer exclusive Bridgestone savings. Visit us in Richmond to save on Bridgestone tires today.
Welcome back once again to Sadler Stadium as you take a look at the right-hander, Joey Yancey. Yancey's having a pretty good season. This will be his third start, his 8th appearance. 20 2/3 innings, 14 hits, 7 runs all earned. 26 strikeouts and 10 walks. Opposing batting average only at 187, and he comes in at 1-1 on the year with an ERA of 3.05. So he gets the call in game number one, and the Quakers will try to get out of their offensive funk. As we said, only 9 runs scored in their last 4 games, and their batting average in those 4 games dipping all the way down to 191. So this is a team that has some work to do to try to get back on track offensively as Isaiah Shake will lead things off. Isaiah probably, of all the Quaker hitters, had the best 4 games against Anderson and Franklin. He went 6 of 12 with 3 runs scored, 2 runs driven in, and a stolen base for the Quakers. But his .500 batting average by far better than anyone else in the Quaker lineup. Here's the stretch and the pitch, and it's in there for a strike. Shake, Gendreau, and Robertson all due up here in the bottom of the first inning against that man right there. Yancey delivers, ground ball up the middle. The throw on to first in time as the shortstop, Malloy, is there. There's one away. And that'll bring up Gendreau. Now Mark still hitting a very respectable .347 on the season. The freshman coming into this one also with no home runs and 19 runs driven in. He also has 19 stolen bases, and he'll take that pitch in there for a strike. Mark trying to get his batting average going again. He went 176 over the last 4 games. with a couple of runs scored. The stretch and time called. Well, you look at some of the numbers from the 4-game series against the top two teams. That pitch is high. And it's just unbelievable the way the Quakers, from an offensive standpoint, just kind of hit a little bit of a funk. You talk about Gendro at 176, Robertson at 176. The stretch and the pitch in there for a strike. And it's 1-2. Pinsura, by the way, not to pick on Brian, but he ended up going 0 for 15 in the 4 games. The stretch once again by Yancey. And the pitch on the way. Fly ball, shallow center field. McAnally is there, and he'll make the catch, 2 away. Here's Robertson. Now, talking with Coach Sakasitz before the game, sometimes the guys are maybe overthinking things a little bit, trying to maybe push it a little bit too much. There's Yancey, the right-hander. He's going to work out of the stretch the entire afternoon. And Robertson steps in once again for the Quakers. Here's the pitch on the way, and it drops in for a strike. Addison hitting at .371 on the year, 2 home runs, 27 runs driven in. But also 33 stolen bases. 1 ball, 1 strike. 33 of 34 stolen bases. So they moved him to the number 3 hole. Only because of his hitting ability, but they want to try to have him drive in some more runs and to get the top of the order on base. There's a swing and a miss. And the count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yancey. Not, by the way, just checked, he's from Russia. Here's a line drive into right field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. So a 2-out single by Addison Robertson, and the Quakers have a man on here in the first inning. Here's Danny Dopp.
Stepping up to the plate, the first baseman, number 7, Danny Dopp.
Don't even ask. By the way, Yancey, just a freshman. Don't only ask me how to pronounce the first name of the city he is from in Russia, but it's very rare that we would see a player from Russia. Chance to play some college baseball as that pitch is high and inside. 1 ball, no strikes. There's Danny Dopp, 267 over the last 4 games. Led the team in runs driven in with 3. Danny always a great attitude no matter how things are going. Throw to first, and he throws it away, and that'll get away from the first baseman, Wade. Heading to second will be Robertson, and there's a throwing error. So each team now with an error, and the Quakers have a man in scoring position. There's the catcher Bly out to talk now with Yancey. That's what speed will do for you when you have a player like Robertson at first base and there's so much focused on him. And they're going to go ahead and walk now Danny Dopp and put runners at first and second. So kind of early to be doing this in a ball game. But when you're Transylvania, maybe you're really struggling offensively. You want to make sure you don't give up anything too early. So the Quakers are going to have runners at first and second, 3 balls and no strikes. And now they'll get a force at first, second, or third in chance to throw to Ian Bach. So here's Ian against Franklin, and Anderson went 4 of 17, had an RBI, struck out 4 times. That's the one number that, again, really stood out the most to me, other than the batting average, is how many times the Quakers struck out in the 4-game series. The stretch once again by Yancey, checks the runner at second, and the pitch on the way is up high for a ball. There you see Yancey, the right-hander. Ian Bach in and ready to see him deep in the box against Yancey. Here's the stretch. Runners at first and second. A check of the runner at second, and the pitch outside 2-0. Yancey going to step off now and try to regroup himself with, again, runners at first and second. Two balls and no strikes. Bach steps back in. Here's the stretch. And the pitch on the way popped him up, and that'll go foul. And we'll go to 2-1. And we talked with Ian a couple of weeks ago on Strictly Baseball, and of course this being his senior season, didn't get as much time a year ago, certainly when you're playing behind a catcher the way he has over the last couple of years, but he has taken full opportunity and has gotten better game by game as this season has gone along, especially on the defensive side. He's not afraid to throw at any base. The stretch by Yancey, and here's the 2-1 pitch. It's up high, 3-1, and so far Yancey's not gotten control of that breaking pitch. Dre Davis is on deck. He's hoping maybe he can step up with the bases loaded or maybe even a run across here in the bottom of the first inning. Quakers generally win most of their games when they get on the board first here at Sadler Stadium. And Yancey will throw to second. Tag late on, not in time, as Robertson full aware. By the way, Robertson, don't think that he won't try to steal third. We have seen him do that numerous times. And Yancey's going to pay very close attention to Robertson down at second base. And here's Yancey, the freshman right-hander. The stretch. And the pitch on the way, and it's up high for ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Back-to-back walks following the error, or the base hit and the error. And here is Dre Davis. Dre at 321 on the year, no home runs. He has driven in 20. Davis hit 267 in the 4-game set against Franklin and Anderson. There is Dre, right-handed hitter and a very solid second baseman. I know he picked up that error in the first inning as that pitch in there for a strike, but he is very solid. Looking forward to having him back again next year as well, and hopefully have a solid tournament if the Quakers end up making it. He's going to be a key. Bases loaded again here in the bottom of the first inning. Quakers trying to score and get on the board. Yancey will come set. And the pitch on the way is a breaking ball that stayed up high. And the count is 1-1.
Hey, let's open the door right here. Come on, 2-6.
Davis, by the way, can play all three positions other than first base. I'm sure he'd go there too if they needed him to. Here's the pitch on the way, lifted high in the air, and that'll go foul. Dre giving that one a look. And the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Davis out of McCordsville, Indiana. He was a transfer from St. Francis College. They really like his bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The stretch by Yancey. The pitch on the way. He'll tap to the third baseman, who will step on the bag, get the force, and the Quakers leave the bases loaded here in the bottom of the first inning. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. After 1, no score. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
I got this.
I got this.
I got this.
Hogue, we believe your life belongs to you. That's why we work hard to make sure that your insurance coverage is the last thing you have to worry about. So when it comes to keeping you protected,
we got this.
Hey, this is Steve, and out at Jiffy Lube the other day, a customer came in and said, Steve, this was my 100th oil change on this car, and you've done them all.
Hi, my name is George Farrell, and I've been coming to Jiffy Lube for over 14 years. I recently just had my 100th oil change. I'd like to thank Steve Funkhauser and his staff for the great service that they've provided me over the years. Thank you to all, and I would recommend anyone to come to Jiffy Lube to get their car serviced.
Jiffy Lube, #1 in customer satisfaction for a reason.
Back here at Sadler Stadium, a beautiful afternoon for college baseball. Tell you what, we will see temperatures to the 80-degree mark today, which has been very rare. This spring has not been the best of springs at all. So I think everybody's welcoming some warm weather here today.
Number 38, Michael Blair.
Here's Michael Blair. Blair, the catcher, stepping in against the right-hander, Kyle Gorman, and the pitch is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Blair, freshman out of Louisville, Kentucky. Pitch is low, 2-0. Boy, Quakers lead the bases loaded in the bottom of the first inning. There's a strike. And you go back to the 2 games, especially against Franklin, they left 16 on base in 1 game. That pitch is outside, 3-1. Got to find a way to get some timely hits when the opportunity arises. Pitch by Kyle, there's a strike. Now we'll go to 3-2. The payoff pitch on the way, grounded to the second baseman, Davis. A little better throw this time as, boy, sometimes you think about the throw and it becomes a mental thing down at second base. But there's one away.
About the third baseman, number 21, Wade Lapicolo.
Lapicolo steps to the plate. Lapicolo, a right-handed hitter, third baseman. Out of Franklin, Tennessee, he'll bunt this one. And the catcher coming out got him. Nice play by Ian Bach at first base. Boy, a little indecision there between the pitcher, Kyle Gorman, and Ian Bach. And Bach takes charge of that one and a strong throw down to first base. And there's quickly 2 away here in the second inning, and that'll bring up Wade. Nick Wade out of Cincinnati. Well, there's an indication again for Ian Bach that I know he said on our show 2 weeks ago that maybe his arm isn't as strong as he would like it to be. But, boy, he really fired that one down to first base with great accuracy. That pitch in there for a strike. Nick Wade hitting at 200 on the year, 5 runs driven in. Hit foul. And quickly behind it 0-2. Wade only making his 5th start of the year, his 10th appearance on the year. The limited action for Wade on the season as the pitch is outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gorman with a high leg kick and the pitch, and that'll be tapped foul to the right side. We'll stay at 1-2. Here, getting into the next inning, we'll try to talk about some of the scenarios that we have remaining for these teams to qualify for the tournament. That one is hit down the line and foul. And we'll stay at 1 ball, 2 strikes. The one thing we do know is that the Quakers, with just 4 remaining, cannot host this year, as they did a year ago. This pitch bouncing in the dirt, 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's just a matter of now. Franklin is probably going to host, but again, they have to play Anderson. We'll talk about that. They're playing Anderson today at Anderson. So if Franklin wins one, they're going to be the number 1 seed, and they'll be hosting. But again, this year, 6 teams will qualify for the tournament. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's in there for a strike. Got him looking. Kyle Gorman, a nice pitch as he gets Wade for out number 3. And we will head to the bottom half of inning number 2. Quakers and the Pioneers scoreless. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Hello, my name is Kyle Schwarzkopf. I'm the manager of Kyle's National Road Auto and business in Richmond since 1979. We employ ASE certified technicians and we have over 80 years of experience. We work on all domestics and most European and Japanese cars. Give us a call at 966-1555. Kyle's National Road Auto Service. My name is Kyle Schwarzkopf, and I approve this message.
Little Sheba's Restaurant and Zini's Place. Come join us in Richmond at 175 Fort Wayne Avenue or at our newest location in Centerville at 129 East Main Street. Grab one of our gourmet pizzas, a deluxe sandwich, steak or fresh salad, and an ice-cold beer or your favorite wine. Featuring live music every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, plus more in our smoke-free environment. 10% discount with a valid student ID. It's better than being home.
We're back at Sadler Stadium, set to move to the bottom of inning number 2. Here's the right-hander Yancey for Transylvania taking his final warm-up tosses. Great to have you with us for both games here today. Well, hard to believe we've gotten through the season so quickly. Here's Anthony Morgan. Anthony hitting at .267 on the year, no home runs. He has driven in 3. Here's Morgan. And the pitch by Yancey is a called strike. Morgan a chance to get some playing time here today. The pitch by Yancey is on the inside corner for a strike, and it's 0-2. Anthony, just a sophomore out of Cincinnati. Yancey comes set out of the stretch, and the pitch bouncing 1-2. Morgan, Pinsur, and Bryan. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way. That's going to be tapped to the left side. That's going to fall in for a base hit into shallow left field. So Morgan reaching out and poking that one just out of the reach of the shortstop. And the Quakers have their second hit. And that's going to bring up the shortstop, Brian Pinsura. Boy, I mentioned Brian really struggled. 0 for 15 in the 4 games against Franklin and Anderson, and we know he's a better hitter than that. He's just in a little bit of a funk right now. He will show a bunt. The pitch is up high. Blair ready to come out and throw. 1 ball, no strikes. Boy, sometimes you just get into that area of non-production in the hitting department. It just seems like you can't do anything to get a base hit. Third baseman coming in close. The pitch is up high, 2-0. Lapicolo down at third, trying to take away the possible bunt attempt here by Pinsor. Here's the pitch, and he offered, and it's now 2-1. Well, we saw the Pioneers an intentional walk in the first inning. Quakers trying to get a sacrifice down right here to get the runner in scoring position. Yancey again will come set. Here's the pitch, and it's low and outside. 3 balls and a strike. Yancey there, boy, you see him shaking his head right there. He thought that he got the strike right there. Now, I believe we just had a warning against Yancey didn't like the call, and that means that Yancey's getting warned about complaining about balls and strikes. And the official stepped out from behind the plate and looked toward the visitors' dugout and told them, there's your warning. You do it again, and guess what? You won't be playing the rest of the day. And we saw Yancey shaking his head just a couple of moments ago. Pinsura back in. The pitch on the way. That's going to be bunted right in front of Yancey. He'll come off the mound, make the throw to first. So they'll get the out there, but the sacrifice is successful by Pinsura. And the Quakers have a runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the second inning. Nice job by Pinsura.
At that for right fielder, number 2, Alec Bryan.
Here's Alec Bryan. Alec now taking over in right field. Alec hitting a .256, no home runs. He has driven in 4. The stretch again by Yancey, and the pitch on the way is low and inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Alec Bryan actually got a lot of at-bats against Franklin and Anderson, but went 1 for 12, struck out 6 times. They're going to give him a long look here toward the end of the season. The stretch again by Yancey. Check the runner at second, and the pitch is tapped off the end of his bat. Yancey will come off the mound and throw to first and get the out there. Advancing on to third will be Morgan. And so 2 away. And that's going to bring up the leadoff hitter, Isaiah Shake. Now Yancey fielding his position here in the second inning. And now Isaiah Shake will step to the plate. Isaiah 0 for 1 as he grounded out his first time up. Isaiah in the leadoff spot here this afternoon. The pitch by Yancey took something off that one. And it's no balls and a strike. Nice pitch by Yancey. Quakers had the bases loaded in the first inning. Now they have a runner at third here in the second inning. The pitch on the way is a breaking ball just inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Boy, besides the strikeouts in the last 4 games, the amount of runners left on base. Boy, just a couple of key hits here or there, at least in the Anderson series. Quakers may have split that series or taken both games. They both went into extra innings. 2 balls and a strike as that pitch is outside. Boy, when the opportunities are there, you really have to take advantage of them. Yancey shakes off the sign. There's Isaiah stepping back in. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and it's high and inside. 3 balls and a strike. Yancey not exactly a quick worker. As you see, he's backed off the mound again and working over that baseball as he steps up, ready to throw as he comes set. Here's your 3-1 pitch on the way, hit foul, and a good cut by Isaiah. Shake, by the way, third on the team in slugging percentage at .402. Doesn't have the same speed as a Addison Robertson, but now time is going to be called. Quakers once in a while will shake up their lineup a little bit. They don't do anything really drastic, but they'll move some guys a couple of spots. That's going to bounce in the dirt. And another walk given up by Yancey. That'll be his 3rd walk of the afternoon. And this could set things in motion for the Quakers as Mark Gendreau steps to the plate and runners at first and third.
At bat, the third baseman, number 40, Mark Gendreau.
Mark is 0 for 1 today. So now Gendreau steps in as Yancey comes set. The stretch by the right-hander, the pitch hit foul. Good cut by Gendreau. Here's another guy, you really like him and his freshman season, what he has done at hitting well over 300, but what he's done defensively as well, and 18 stolen bases. Very well could be a chance for him to get some votes for the all-conference team. By the way, I misspoke earlier. The tournament, there's only 5 teams in the tournament. The number 1 seed will get an opening round bye. Here's the stretch by Yancey. He'll check both runners. Runner takes off. This one is hit into right center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. A run will score. Heading to third will be Isaiah Shake, and there is Jandro coming through with an RBI base hit, and the Quakers now lead this one 1-0. So Mark picking up the RBI. That's number 20 on the year. And the walk coming back to hurt the right-hander, Yancey, and now they'll have a visit on the mound to talk about it. That's a good piece of hitting by Jandro. Robertson up next, and you still have runners at first and third. You could really do the same thing as we saw Isaiah get a really good jump at first base, and now Jandro is another guy. We mentioned his numbers, 18 of 21 in the stolen base department coming in, so Earlham's going to run and run and run every chance they get, and now you have Robertson, a very good contact hitter at the plate.
At the DH, number 31, Addison Robertson.
Robertson singled and reached third base back in the first inning. He was at first base when Yancey tried to pick him off and threw it away. But the Quakers were unable to score at that point. After the short meeting with Yancey, here's Robertson stepping in. Yancey comes set. Here's the pitch, and it's high and inside. 1 ball, no strikes. We just have a feeling if this Earlham offense can just maybe get things rolling here early. Swing and a miss. Runner will take off, and no throw as Jandro, a delayed steal at second base. Blair didn't even throw. In fact, it may have caught him off guard a little bit that Jandro took off, and so now the Quakers will have runners at second and third, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike to Robertson. Stretch again by Yancey. And the pitch on the way, that's fouled off. That ball riding in on the hands of Robertson. And we'll get a 1 ball, 2 strikes. Shake is at third, Jandro at second. There's Robertson. Long look this time by Yancey, now gets the sign. The pitch on the way is low and outside. And we'll go to 2 balls and 2 strikes. That wind has shifted a little bit now. Was blowing straight out center field. Now for a right-handed hitter, it is blowing from right to left. Would favor a hitter like Addison Robertson. Yancey gets the sign from Blair. Here's the pitch, and that one bouncing again. I'll tell you what, Yancey can be wild at times. We saw that in a couple of earlier batters. But now he finds himself in trouble here in the bottom of the second inning. 3 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. The stretch. And here's the pitch on the way. Hit foul. Robertson just gets a piece of it. That might be the one message for the Quakers after the amount of strikeouts they had in the last 4 games is, boy, don't get caught looking and don't leave it up to the umpire to make that final decision. Make some contact, line drive, keep the ball on the ground and make something happen. Really force that defense to do their job. The pitch on the way, swing and a miss, and he gets Robertson, and the Quakers will leave a couple of runners on. But they do pick up a run on the Mark Jandro base hit. We will head to the third inning on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers on top, 1-0.
Mancino's is family-friendly, serving fresh grinders, pizza, pasta, and salads daily. They serve great food priced for family budgets. And whether it's one of their homemade grinders, salads, or pizza, there's sure to be something for everyone in your family. Our baking process may cost a little more and take more time, but the end result of freshness and flavor make the real difference in all of Mancino's award-winning products. Mancino's of Richmond. Give them a call at 966-1161 or go to their website, mancinosofrichmond.com. New Vision Sports is a training program that focuses on the training and improvement of the serious-minded athlete, including all ages and skill levels. From creating customized workout plans to providing ongoing motivation and support, New Vision strives to help you achieve your training goals. Their trainers use a variety of effective workout plans based on your specific goals. New Vision Sports, 977-5831, or go to their website, newvisionsports.com. That's New Vision Sports with a Z.
Earlham Baseball being brought to you by your Richmond area Subways. Each day of the week, you can get a different 6-inch sub with no artificial flavors or colors. Only $3.50. Every Thursday, the Italian BMT, Friday, the tuna, and Saturday, the Black Forest ham. Treat yourself at Subway. 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway, eat fresh. Malloy will lead things off here in the third. Malloy hitting at .228 on the year. No home runs. He has driven in 5. And the pitch in there for a called strike. Kyle so far, no hits given up. That'll be hit toward the second baseman. Davis will take it on one hop, and his throw to first in time. And there's one away. Here's McAnally. Young baseball team, and you look up and down the roster for Transylvania, a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores. So they have a lot of youth on their team, as does Earlham. There's McAnally. He'll show bunt, he offers, and he's down in the count, no balls and a strike. McAnally, a sophomore out of Lexington, Kentucky. The pitch outside, and the count is even at 1-1. Nothing but blue skies here today, and the outfielders will have a difficult time on some of those high fly balls. That pitch is outside, 2 balls and a strike. And McAnally, the number 9 hitter, hitting at .204 on the year, has a home run. He has driven in 10, 18 stolen bases. As he will hit that one down the line, that's going to be a fair ball. Heading to second base, McAnally, the throw not in time, and a double by McAnally. And that'll be their first hit. Speaking of the Pioneers here this afternoon. And McAnally on base. Here's Taylor.
At bat number 49, Isaac Taylor.
Taylor reached on an error by Davis back in the first inning. So now the Pioneers a runner in scoring position here in the third. The stretch and the pitch. Just outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Taylor tried to stretch that error to second base, eventually thrown out at second. As Gorman gets the sign, here's the pitch, and that's going to be hit toward the second baseman, Davis, another one hopper. As he tosses on to first, he'll get the out there. McAnally advancing on to third base, and so with 2 away, here's Cole Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe on the day and walked back in the first inning. So 2 away as Ratcliffe steps in, the right-handed hitter. And takes the pitch inside, 1 ball, no strikes. McAnally down at third. First time today that the Pioneers have a runner at third base. There's a strike. Quakers 23 wins on the year to go with 11 losses. The pitch. Good breaking ball. And it goes to 1-2. Quakers again 7-7 in the conference. We told you we'd check those scenarios. We'll still try to get to those as we go along. The stretch and the pitch on the way, grounded toward the third baseman. Jandro a throw. I think that one slipped out of his hands, but there's Danny Dopp to dig it out at first base, and that'll do it for the Pioneers in the top of inning number 3. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Earlham on top of this one, 1-0.
As an internet service provider, Parallax Systems offers reliable residential high-speed internet service and business service. With a fiber backbone reaching over 150 miles, we have created a multifaceted delivery system. Our dark fiber leasing has proved beneficial to public and private sectors alike. Parallax serves Wayne County and surrounding areas. Parallax Systems, when speed matters, a division of Richmond Power and Light.
Earlham Baseball being brought to you this afternoon by Jason Wise of Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. He has an idea for an alternative fundraiser for your school group or nonprofit. If you list, buy, or refer a customer and mention this promotion, he'll donate 10% of what he makes on the transaction to the school group or nonprofit of your choice in your name. Tell your friends, family, colleagues to mention this offer when listing with Jason Wise at Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. You can call him at 969-3400. Danny Dopp will lead things off for the Quakers here in the bottom of the third inning. Great to have you with us here on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon.
At bat is number 7, Danny Dopp.
Danny walked in the first inning. Danny, a solid year at 309 coming into this one. And will take the pitch inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Danny, a team best 32 runs driven in. And the pitch bouncing, 2 balls, no strikes. All right, so let's take a quick look. Here's what happens. Franklin 13-1. They're to Anderson today for a doubleheader. Anderson is 11-3. Franklin still travels to Defiance on Friday. And the pitch by Yancey is outside, 3-0. So Franklin, if they just take 1 from Anderson, they're pretty much in the driver's seat for the number 1 seed. Here's a strike. But again, Defiance still an outside chance of getting in, though very slim. They play at Mount St. Joe tonight, and their conference season will be over with. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's low for ball 4, and another walk by Yancey. Second time that Danny has walked, and here's Ian Bach. Ian walked his first time up. Anderson has to play Franklin twice tonight, and they're going to go to Rose on Friday for 2. Rose, by the way, they will play their next conference matchup against Anderson, so they have a few days to prepare for Friday's matchup, and they're currently in 3rd. That's foul tipped off the mask of Blair, no balls and a strike. Earlham right now 7-7. The Transylvania matchup tonight. Then they get Manchester coming up on Friday. Manchester, they play a non-conference game tonight against Taylor. Then they prepare for the Quakers on Friday. They're 8-8, still a chance to get in. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's outside. Bluffton, they play Transy at home Friday. Bluffton at 7-9 going into tonight's action, so they still have a chance to get in as well. Then, of course, Transylvania and Defiance, just hoping there's some upsets in there. Hit foul. Good cut by Ian Bach. So as you can tell, there's still a lot of different things that can happen. I think we're pretty safe to say that Franklin and Anderson are in. And it's just a matter of Rose, Earlham, Manchester, Bluffton, and if Transylvania can sweep tonight, perhaps get in as well. Grounded toward the third baseman. They'll get one at second, the relay to first in time, and that'll be a 5-4-3 double play, and 2 away here in the third inning. Here's Davis.
At bat, the second baseman, number 26, Trey Davis.
Trey 0 for 1, reached on a fielder's choice back in the first inning. And for Yancey, the right-hander, gets a double play and 2 quick outs as that pitch is low for a ball. Well, I asked Steve Sakasitz at the beginning of the year whether he likes the format better or would he rather play more conference games. That pitch is outside and less non-conference matchups. He said he'd wait till the end of the year to decide whether he liked it or not. I would say right now you'd certainly like some more chances to get there's a ground ball deep in the hole. And Malloy able to knock it down, but that'll be an infield base hit. As Dre Davis able to pick up another base hit for the Quakers. That'll be their 4th hit. Good job by Malloy deep in the hole even to get to that baseball.
The left fielder, number 12, Anthony Morgan.
Here's Anthony Morgan. Last year, of course, over the last several years, you played 27 conference games. That's down now to just a mere, 16? The stretch, and the pitch on the way is up high for a ball. Well, we can talk about scenarios all you want. Bottom line is Earlham controls their own destiny and how they get in. You can't worry about everybody else. Just get out there and try to win some baseball games. That pitch is up high, 2-0. And then you don't have to worry about anybody else giving you some help. Morgan, by the way, singled his first time up, scored the game's only run. The stretch by Yancey. And the pitch on the way gets away from the catcher, Blair. That should be a passed ball as Davis on down to second base. I think Blair may have been crossed up on that pitch. 3 balls and no strikes now to Morgan. It almost looked like maybe Blair was expecting something on at least middle out. Ended up being middle in. Stretch once again by Yancey. Runner at second base, Davis. And the pitch on the way is low and inside for ball 4. Boy, I tell you what, if you're the pitching coach for Transylvania, this is driving you nuts. That is 5 walks given up by Yancey, and that's going to bring another visit. This, by the way, this walk a little bit faster. In fact, that's it for Yancey. The Pioneers are going to make a pitching change here in the third inning. We will come back and tell you who the new pitcher is in just a couple of moments. Stay right there. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
For the past 35 years, Van Vliet Insurance has built a reputation of bringing a personal touch. That's because at Van Vliet, it's all about you, your needs, your life, and our town. Along with providing quality coverage to individuals, families, and local businesses, we're proud of our community and the opportunity we have to protect your future within it. Van Vliet Insurance, an Erie Insurance representative. Hometown professionals at work for you.
The Purdue Polytechnic Institute in Richmond is part of a statewide network that offers the same technology degrees available in West Lafayette. The benefit of earning your degree at the Richmond location is that the campus is small enough to provide you with dedicated one-to-one attention while you earn your degree from Purdue University. Purdue Polytechnic of Richmond. Give them a call at 973-8228 or go to their website for more information at polytechnic.purdue.edu.
The new pitcher will be Colin Johnson. Johnson will step in, the right-hander, as he takes over for Yancey. Colin is a sophomore out of Union, Kentucky. So an early exit. Transylvania knows that if they're going to get in, they've got to win both these games here today. They will go to Bluffton on Friday. Bluffton is fighting for a playoff spot as well, so the urgency is really to get a win right here and then try to get game number 2. Get a chance, we'll give you some numbers on Johnson. Here is Brian Pinsura. Pinsura 0 for 1 today. Runners at first and second for the Quakers. Pinsura steps up as Johnson gets the sign. Johnson will come home with a pitch, and a breaking ball popped him up in foul territory. The third baseman overruns it, and the ball falls foul. Lapicolo there for the Pioneers, and boy, I tell you what, you don't want to give anybody a second chance, and now Pinsura a chance to get a base hit once again. Boy, how many times do you see that happen? There's Brian. Johnson now set to throw, and the pitch. This is a fly ball into right center field. McAnally is there. He'll make the catch, and the Quakers will leave 2 more runners on base here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Earlham on top of this one, 1-0. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Our community. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we play. At West End Bank, we're not just in the community, we're a part of the community. And that's why we support over 100 programs for local nonprofits and schools, including our financial literacy program that positively impacts countless students throughout the area. You bank locally, so we give back locally to watch people grow with endless possibilities.
At the Reed Orthopedic Center, our physicians and support team devote themselves to helping you return to a healthy and active lifestyle. Our expertise includes shoulder, elbow, foot, ankle, hand, wrist, hip, and knee injuries, as well as pain management and rehabilitation, and school athletic training programs and sports medicine. We are committed to providing you with the best possible orthopedic treatment that we can. To request an appointment at the Reed Orthopedic Center, call 765-935-8905.
Earlham Baseball being brought to you this afternoon by Chef KC, located at 1301 South L Street. Catering for all events or occasions, personal chef and traveling barbecue service, carry-out, and delivery is available. Chef KC, 1301 South L Street in Richmond. Head to the 4th, Chastain will lead things off.
Leading off the top of the 4th,
Chastain, Butts, and Blair. Transylvania trying to get their offense going. And so far for Kyle Gorman, he's thrown well through 3. Gave up the 1 double to McAnally. And the pitch by Kyle is hit well into left center field. That's going to be trouble as it falls. It's going to be extra bases as Chastain to second base will beat the throw, and the second extra base hit of the day by the Pioneers as Chastain leads things off with a double. And the Pioneers now have a runner in scoring position. Second hit of the ball game. Here's Austin Butts. Butts struck out back in the first inning, 0 for 1. Gorman comes set on the pitch, is low for a ball. Butts coming into today's game, 3rd on the team and runs driven in with 19. Gorman again will come set at the belt. The pitch, that'll be tapped foul. And we're even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Pioneers got a runner to third after the double by McAnally in the third inning and left him stranded. Pitch is outside. We saw Ian set up on the outside corner. Wind has picked up a little bit again. You see right there in our shot at the hitter, Chastain. The stretch and the delivery. Swing and a miss. Took something off that one and evens the count at 2-2. Two balls and two strikes. The stretch, the pitch on the way, and got him. Nice pitch by Gorman. He went outside, and Chastain stays at second base. Butts striking out for the second time, and here's Michael Blair.
And that's the catcher, number 38, Michael Blair.
So one away, Blair 0 for 1. He grounded out his first time up. Gorman with the pitch, and it's outside for a ball. Gorman needs a strong start here today. I think everyone would expect now for the last 5 games, try to play your best baseball right here at the end of the year, especially after you've lost 5 in a row. Ground ball to Davis. He'll take it on 2 hops. He'll throw to first in time. Advancing to third will be Chastain, but now 2 away. Second time that Blair has grounded out to Davis.
With 2 away, at bat for third baseman, number 21, Wade Lapicolo.
Here's Lapicolo, step to the plate. Lapicolo 0 for 1. Pitch by Gorman is outside, gets away from Ian. He locates it in time, so Chastain cannot advance down at third. Well, even if a ball gets by the catcher, there's still not a whole lot of room behind home plate in the backstop. So if you're at third base, you really need to make sure that ball gets by and maybe will carry him off the opposite way instead of towards you. Otherwise, you're at risk of being thrown out pretty easily. That's hit well. And that will stay fair as it bounces off the fence. A run will score. Lapicolo heads to second base. He will have a third double of the ball game for Transylvania. And the Pioneers have tied this ball game at 1 apiece. That one on a line drive. In fact, that got to the fence at 3:10 pretty quickly.
At bat for first baseman, number 22, Nick Wade.
So the 2-out double, and now Nick Wade will step up. And the Pioneers, just like that, tie the ball game at 1 apiece. So now Gorman trying to get out of trouble here in the 4th inning. That pitch is in there for a strike. Wade caught looking back in the 2nd inning. He is 0 for 1. Gorman comes set. Here's the pitch, and a swing and a miss. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. One that hit by Lapicolo. There's no way that was not wind aided whatsoever. That was just on a rope. Here's the pitch. Might be the best hit ball we've seen today as it pitches outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now we'll see how the right-hander Kyle Gorman will rebound here and see if he can get out of this inning with no further damage. The stretch by Kyle, check of the runner, and the pitch is low and inside. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. There is the left-handed hitter, Wade. Gorman gets the sign. Here's the stretch once again by the right hand. The pitch is hit toward the second baseman. Davis will take it on a high hop. Took kind of a funny hop. The Quakers able to get out of the inning. Run scored here in the top of the fourth. The base hit by Lapicola will tie this ball game at 1 apiece. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, this is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
For over 30 years, Reynolds Plumbing has been keeping the Richmond-Wayne County area running. Whether on commercial properties, restaurants, or residential, they've done quality plumbing, heating, and air work for thousands of customers. In a small town, a company like theirs cannot stay in business for as long as they have without being very good at what they do. It's not just about quality work, it's about customer service. If that's the kind of experience you want on your next plumbing or HVAC job, then Reynolds Plumbing has you covered. Call Reynolds Plumbing today at 966-0994. For over a century, Richmond Power and Light has been providing safe, reliable energy to the citizens and businesses of Richmond and the surrounding area. Through their dedicated and talented employees, they are advancing their tradition of exceptional service through new technology, training, and efficiency in everything they do. Richmond Power and Light provides reliable, low-cost energy and technology services in a customer-focused, environmentally responsible, safety-conscious manner. Richmond Power and Light. Together we make powerful partners.
We're back here at Sadler Stadium on a beautiful afternoon for college baseballs. We're down to the final week of the regular season. Don't forget, we will be back here on Friday night when the Quakers will take on Manchester. That is going to be a 6 o'clock start time for game number 1. So we'll start a little bit later on Friday. We'll go 6 and 8 o'clock. And by the time we're out of here on Friday, we should know how the playoffs will look. Who's going to get in and who is not. Alec Bryan will lead things off. Alec 0 for 1. He grounded back to the pitcher, though at that time it was Yancey, as he'll get a look at Johnson for the first time. The stretch and the pitch, grounded to the right side. First baseman coming over, the second baseman fielding, and that is Johnson covering the bag. Nice play by Chastain, as he did a great job staying with it once Wade cut in front of him. But again, it was Johnson able to get over and cover the bag to get the out at first base of Alec Bryan, and there's one away. So with one away, that'll bring up Isaiah Shake. Isaiah is 0 for 1 with a walk. That was Yancey. This is his first look at Johnson, and he fouls it off to the left side. No balls and a strike. By the way, we do have some numbers on Johnson. Coming into this one, his 15th appearance, 27 2/3 innings, giving up 36 hits, 21 runs, 15 of those earned, 25 strikeouts, 14 walks, and an ERA of 4.88. That pitch bouncing outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Johnson gets the sign from Blair as he comes set. And the pitch on the way is hit foul. Good cut that time by Isaiah Shake. But you look back, Quakers aren't that far off. I know that doubleheader against Franklin, which they got beat 9-1 and 13-2. But you go back to the 3-2 loss to Mount St. Joe. There's a 1-run game. There's a breaking ball, and Shake chases that one out of the strike zone as he strikes out Johnson, a pretty good pitch. There's 2 away, and here's Jandro. You go back to the 3-2 loss against Mount St. Joe, and then you lose 2 extra inning 1-run games against Anderson. Very easily, you can add 3 more wins on the board. Quakers would be thinking about 10 wins already in the conference instead of 7. That pitch a little bit high, 1-0. Stretch again by Johnson as he gets the sign from Blair, and here's a ground ball to the right side. Diving is Chastain, able to knock it down, throw to first to Wade in time, and that'll do it for the Quakers here in the top half, or I should say bottom half, of inning number 4. We'll head to the top of the 5th on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers and the Pioneers tied at 1. We will head to the top half of inning number 5 here at Sadler Stadium, and so far good one between the Pioneers and the Quakers. We're tied at 1 apiece. Good crowd on hand here to enjoy some nice weather. Malloy will lead things off, followed by McAnally and Taylor. Quite a crowd on the hill down the right field line. A lot of fans enjoying the first, I think, warm day we have had so far this season as Malloy steps to the plate, takes the pitch in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Malloy grounded out his first time up. That pitch just outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. So far, Kyle Gorman giving up 1 run, 3 hits. Each team with an error. The wind of the pitch on the way is inside, 2 balls and a strike. Gorman, pretty quick worker now. Once he gets into a little bit of a rhythm, he starts throwing much better as the game goes along, and he hits the strike zone again, and we'll go to 2-2. The break-even pitch on the way, and he missed it outside. That's the one area where it's a little bit of a concern. He drops down to 3/4 delivery. Malloy back in, and now we'll go with the payoff pitch. Fly ball into shallow right field, and that's going to fall in for a base hit. In between all 3. Davis coming in. Also coming in for the Quakers was Isaiah Shake, and then Alec Bryan trying to get there, and it just fell in between all 3, so that'll be base hit number 4 now for the Pioneers. Here's McAnally. McAnally doubled in the 3rd inning. He was left stranded at third base in that 3rd. The stretch and the pitch, he'll show bunt, lays it down, and a good bunt it was. And then the pitcher drops it as Kyle Gorman starts to pick it up, and then he dropped it, and so everybody is safe. So for McAnally, that should be an error on the pitcher. And runners at first and second now for the leadoff hitter, Taylor. That'd be the 2nd error on the Quakers on the afternoon. And there you see Isaac Taylor. Taylor 0 for 2 this afternoon. Here's the pitch on the way, bunted third base side. Coming in, charging, and Jandro's throw to first, not in time. That'll be an infield base hit. And just like that, the bases are loaded. And that was quick. That was a really good bunt that time by Taylor. And we will have now a visit to the mound with the bases loaded, and Ratliff is up next. Quakers want to talk about this one. Boy, Malloy got the base hit. Then you look at the error as really for pitcher Kyle Gorman. If he picks it up clean, he probably gets the out. So then you'd have 1 out with a runner at second base. And I would imagine then Taylor, though he bunted for the base hit right there, may have looked to sacrifice the runner to third, but then everything changed once that error was committed, and then Taylor able to get himself on base with an excellent bunt, and now Transylvania with the bases loaded. Ratliff walked in the 1st inning. He grounded out back in the 3rd. He is 0 for 1. Infield will be in on the right side and at third base. And the pitch is inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Things getting dicey a little bit here for the Quakers in the top of the 5th inning. Danny Dopp will play in front of the runner at first, and you see Jandro is just off the bag down at third. Ratliff back in as Gorman gets the sign, and the pitch on the way. There's a strike. Count is even at 1-1. First time that the Pioneers have had the bases loaded here this afternoon. That breaking pitch stays inside, 2 balls and a strike. Boy, great chance now for that man right there, Cole Ratliff. The stretch again by Gorman, and the 2-1 pitch on the way, hit foul. And we will go to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Malloy at third, McAnally at second, and Taylor down at first base. There is a right-hander now throwing in the Earlham bullpen. Tapped over the mound. This could be trouble. Davis will field and throw to first. He'll get the out there, but a run will score. And now the Quakers trail it 2-1. Boy, good job by Davis just to get to that baseball, because that thing just over the mound, there was nothing that Gorman was going to do.
With 1 out, now batting number 6, Hudson Chastain.
Here's Chastain. Ratliff, though, will drive in the run. And again, 1 away. And now runners at second and third. There's Chastain, doubled his last time up. The pitch on the way by Gorman is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Chastain scored the first run for the Pioneers. That was back in inning number 4. I say back in, just 1 inning ago. Ground ball, Davis will score another run. Davis gets the out there, and the Quakers now trail it 3-1. So 2 away as Chastain drives in a run. He does his job as he gets it to the right side. McAnally scores.
Number 19, Austin Butts.
Here's Austin Butts. Boy, just like that. That's good fundamental baseball, though. Other than the air, they did everything right. Butts is 0 for 2. He has struck out twice. That one's hit well to left field, and that's going to get down. That's going to be extra bases as well. Taylor will score. Butts will head to second base, and the Quakers now down 4-1. And we're going to have a pitching change right here. Another double by the Pioneers. Butts will drive in the run. That is hit number 6. It's now 4-1. And the Quakers will have to go to their bullpen earlier than they anticipated. So Kyle Gorman done for the day. We'll tell you about the new pitcher coming up in a couple of moments. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
At Square Donuts, we take our donuts seriously, and apparently so do our customers. Square Donuts is by far the #1 donut shop in Richmond. At Square Donuts, we bake our donuts, cinnamon rolls, long johns, and many other varieties fresh daily. Donuts became our family tradition and business in 1967, and we've continued through 3 generations. Square Donuts in Richmond has 2 locations, including 1241 Northwest 5th Street and 3637 East Main in the Hoppy Jeweler Plaza. Square Donuts of Richmond. We never cut corners and never will.
Summit Computer Systems is a full-service computer manufacturing and support company founded in 1997. They partner with businesses and individuals to provide computer systems, hardware service, support, design services, high-speed wireless internet, network design, and more. Summit Computers, 1427 Chester Boulevard in Richmond. Give them a call at 939-2120.
Well, Jordan Christian will be the new pitcher now for the Quakers, as Earlham now trails this one 4-1. See if we can find some numbers here real quick on Jordan, the sophomore out of Richmond. And for Jordan on the season, this will be his 14th appearance, 26 in the 3rd innings. He's given up 20 hits, 11 runs, 9 earned, 22 strikeouts and 12 walks. He has a 1-1 record with an ERA of 3.08. So he'll try to stop this run put together by Transylvania in a very successful top of inning number 5. As Michael Blair will step to the plate
with 2 outs,
with 2 away.
Catcher number 38, Michael Blair.
Well, the one thing that maybe is a little bit surprising is just how quickly that Transylvania turned this thing around in the 5th inning. And they scored quick. Blair is 0 for 2 today as he'll step in from the right side, and Jordan's first pitch is hit foul. No balls and a strike. There's Blair. And again, Jordan with that high leg kick and the pitch hit into center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Rounding third is Butts. He's going to score. And then the throw in, a lazy throw, but they're going to get the runner at second base. Blair tried to stretch it into a double. He still was able to drive in the run with the 7th hit of the ball game. Now for the Pioneers, and Earlham may have gotten a little bit lucky right there as the throw from center was a little bit lazy, you might say, just getting to second base, and Transylvania's Michael Blair tried to stretch that one into a double. But the Quakers will get him at second base, and that's going to do it for Transylvania in the top of the 5th inning. But they're going to pick up 4 runs. We will head to the bottom of the 5th. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Quakers trail at 5-1.
Finding a used car dealership you can trust is not an easy thing to do, but for me, the choice was an easy one. I went to Tony's Car Sales in Richmond. I purchased my last 2 cars from Tony's and couldn't be happier with the service. They didn't pressure me, and they worked with me through the entire process. If you're in the market for a great used vehicle, get to Tony's Car Sales in Richmond, 250 National Road West, or give them a call at 962-5665, or go to their website, tonyscarsales.com.
Hi, this is Steve Funkhauser, and I was talking to someone the other day about how friendly and professional the crew at Jiffy Lube is, and they said, "You are always so upbeat. I'm going to call you Mr. Positive." And so now I am Mr. Positive. And I want you to know how proud I am of you and that you are doing a great job today. And hey, do something nice for somebody. Make somebody smile. Smiles are contagious, you know. I want you to have a great day and the horse you rode in on. Jiffy Lube. Fast, friendly, professional. I'm Mr. Positive, and I approve this message.
Well, the Quakers will have to come from behind here this afternoon as they trail at 5-1. We will head now to the bottom half of inning number 5. Earlham will have Robertson, Dopp, and Ian Bachal due up. Well, Johnson coming in and chance to pick up a win here today. 7 hits now on the day for Transylvania as Robertson steps up for the 3rd time, 1 for 2. A single back in the 1st inning and struck out in the 2nd. So now see if this Earlham offense can get rolling here in the bottom of inning number 5, game 1. Game 2 will start around 30 minutes following the conclusion of game number 1, as there you see Robertson stepping in, and Johnson's first pitch is a breaking ball in there for a strike. Well, Yancey, a lot of walks, and he still may end up looking pretty good today with no decision, as that'll be foul tipped and just off the glove of Blair. And no balls, 2 strikes. Now the big question is, will this offense get rolling? If you look back at the 4 games, and we've documented it pretty well so far here on the broadcast of how the Quakers had struggled in those 4 games. The pitch on the way, Robertson will reach out and foul that one away. Good job by Addison. He'll stay alive. Quakers just have hit a funk offensively. Here's the stretch by Johnson, and the breaking ball hit back up the middle. Diving the second baseman, Chastain can't get to it. And that'll be hit number 5 now for the Quakers, and Robertson, his second base hit. And now the Quakers with the man on here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Stepping up to the plate.
Here's Danny Dopp.
Number 7, Danny Dopp.
The Quakers may be down by 4. That won't stop them from running Robertson. His, again, percentage just out of this world when you can figure that of anybody on this team, he has stolen 33, but he's been caught just 1 time. Johnson comes set, and the pitch. And is low and outside, backhanded by Blair. Still able to knock it down and keep it in front of him. 1 ball, no strikes. And Danny leads this team and runs driven in. Stretch by Johnson, and the pitch. There he goes. The throw down to second, and in and out of the glove of Chastain. I don't think they would have gotten him anyway, so that'll be an easy stolen base again for Robertson. He got a great jump down at first base. And the count is 1 ball and 1 strike now to Dopp. Really, Blair's throw wasn't too bad, though. Even though he had a pretty good one to handle, that was such a good jump by Robertson. It would have taken a great effort to get Robertson at second base. So we'll see if Danny can drive in a run right here and get this offense rolling. Johnson looking in. You see Blair there as well, as now he'll come set. Here's the stretch. Checking the runner at second base, and the pitch on the way is low and outside. 2 balls and a strike. Danny walked in the first inning, walked in the third. He was part of that 5-4-3 double play as Ian Bach grounded into that twin killing. Johnson gets set. Here's the pitch. It's low. And the count is even at 2-2. Earlham right now with 5 base hits. So far, no extra base hits on the afternoon, not like what Transylvania has done so far. Johnson will check the runner again at second, takes another look, and comes home with a pitch. And here's a fly ball into deep right center field. McAnally back on him, makes the catch. Tagging at second and heading to third is Robertson. And so Danny able to get that ball in the air deep enough to get the runner to third. And that'll bring up Ian Bach. So 1 away here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Ian so far today 0 for 1 with a walk back in the first inning. Johnson will check the runner at third. Here's the pitch on the way. Popped him up, and that'll go out of play. Blair giving it a run, and he will run out of real estate. Quakers had 1 base hit back in the first inning and a couple of hits in the second. A single in the third and a single here in the 5th inning. They left the bases loaded in the first and have left 2 other runners in scoring position. The pitch by Johnson is inside, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Even though baseball is again a game of statistics and numbers, I think the one disturbing aspect of late is just the Quakers just nothing going from an offensive standpoint. That's going to be hit foul. From a team that, of course, last year, when you look at that ball club, averaging close to 10 runs per game, and a lot of guys who could hit the ball out of the ballpark, to a team this year that can still run, they just don't have the kind of bats they had a year ago. Not that there aren't some good hitters in the lineup. We've seen that this year. They just have left too many guys on base in key situations. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and a swing and a miss. Ian will get tagged by Blair. That'll save a throw down to first, and so there's 2 away as Ian will strike out for out number 2, and that'll bring up Dre Davis. Well, this is one of those key situations. Again, you have a runner at third base, and Addison Robertson got to find a way to get him in, make this a 5-2 ball game. Davis, fielder's choice in the first and singled in the third inning. This is his first look at Johnson. Is that pitch in there for a strike? Johnson again set to throw the pitch. Boy, that was way outside, and Davis fooled. I think he was looking fastball right there and ended up with a breaking pitch. And so Dre now behind, no balls, 2 strikes. Well, how much of this game is, do you guess right or not? Now you see Dre's going to choke up a little bit right here. Anything close, make sure you don't leave it up to the umpire to make that call. Now time is called. Well, you see Davis really choke up that much. The stretch again by Johnson. The pitch on the way, popped him up. Third baseman and the shortstop there's Malloy. He'll make the catch, and the Quakers again will leave a runner in scoring position here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Quakers trail this one 5-1.
Best One Tire and Service has been committed to our partners since 1948. With more than 250 locations in 26 states, Best One puts over 1 million tires on the road every year. Superior tires, expert service, competitive prices. Best One Tire and Service, where the best costs less.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark with Best One of Richmond. Because Best One is one of Bridgestone's largest retailers, we offer exclusive Bridgestone savings. Visit us in Richmond to save on Bridgestone tires today.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you're born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Earlham Baseball being brought to you this afternoon by your Richmond area Subways. Each day of the week, you can get a different 6-inch sub with no artificial flavors or colors, only $3.50. Monday, the sweet onion chicken teriyaki. Tuesday, the oven roasted chicken. And Wednesday, the turkey breast. Treat yourself at Subway. 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway, eat fresh. Lapicolo steps to the plate here in the top half of inning number 6. Lapicolo is 1 for 2. He doubled his last time up. And this is his first look at the right-hander Jordan Christian. The pitch grounded to the shortstop. Throw and a good throw by Pinsura is on time. 1 pitch, 1 out. Here's Nick Wade. Wade is 0 for 2.
With 1 down, now batting the first baseman, number 22, Nick Wade.
Boy, if the Quakers unable to come back in this game number 1, you would fall to 7-8 in the conference. As Jordan set to throw, this is back up the middle. That's a base hit. Base hit number 8 now. That's the second base hit off of Jordan. And that'll bring up now Malloy. Boy, Transylvania, for a team that came into this contest here today, not exactly stinging the baseball. They've done a pretty good job. They came in at only 238. And the bunt back to Jordan. He'll throw to first, and the sacrifice works there. And so a runner at second base, and Malloy does his job. And that'll bring up McAnally.
With 2 away,
I mentioned 238, only averaging about 4.9 runs per game. So 2 away, McAnally doubled his first time up. And the pitch again by Jordan Christian is low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. McAnally's been on base twice, reached on an error in the 5th inning. The stretch in the pitch, and it's outside, 2-0. Jordan has been pretty much used out of the bullpen here in his sophomore season. It's low and outside, 3-0. Well, the difference in this one, a 4-run 5th inning now by the Pioneers. There's your right-hander, McAnally. The pitch on the way is low and inside, and 4 pitches, and a walk given up now to McAnally, and a man on here, and should say 2 men on here now in the top of the 6th inning for the leadoff hitter, Taylor. Taylor singled in the 5th, scored one of those 4 runs. 1 for 3 this afternoon. And once again, Transylvania's threatening here in inning number 6. Jordan checks the runner at second, and the pitch is hit well. This is going to get through. And rounding third, they're going to challenge the arm of Alec Bryan, and the ball is not caught by Ian Bach. A run will score, and the runners advance. The gamble pays off. You can do that when you're ahead 5-1. 9 hits on the board now by the Pioneers, and the Quakers trail at 6-1. That was Anthony Morgan, not Alec Bryan, so they challenged the arm of Anthony Morgan. So Taylor, again, the base hit. He'll drive in the run. He advances on to second base. Here's Ratliff, and the pitch is in there for a strike. Ratliff 0 for 2 with a walk. He's driven in a run. And it is all Transylvania right now here in the 6th inning. The stretch and the pitch in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now looking at the third base coach, once Anthony Morgan got a hold of the baseball, he took a look and said, let's go for it, and he waved Nick Wade in, and though it would have been an out, I'm sure, if it was caught. When you're up 5-1 at that point, you can gamble. Pitches outside, 2 balls and a strike. I like that kind of baseball. Could have played it safe. Why not take a chance now and then, especially when your team fighting to get into the playoffs? The pitch. Outside corner for a strike, and it's 2-2. Ratliff a chance here to give the Pioneers a bigger lead, leading at 6-1. Here's the stretch, and the pitch on the way, hit foul. Ratliff reaching out and making sure there was nothing on the outside corner of the plate. I like hitters like that. Don't leave it up to the umpire to make that decision. You go ahead and decide for yourself. 2 balls and 2 strikes. McAnally at third, Taylor at second base. The pitch by Jordan is up high as he came back with a breaking ball, and it's 3-2. There you see Jordan. Runners will get their leads at second and third, and he missed outside, and now the bases are loaded. Second walk of the inning. And that'll bring up Chastain, and we have another visit to the mound. There is a right-hander, I think that's Spencer Owen, currently throwing in the bullpen for the Quakers. Earlham, with, again, the way the offense is struggling, really can't afford to give up any more runs in this one here this afternoon. Again, Game 2 will take place just about 30 minutes following Game 1. And then we're back here on Friday, which, again, you split this one here today. That makes the 2 Friday games against Manchester that much more important. Things will get a little bit tighter. And then your margin of error becomes a little bit less as you go along with so many teams still fighting for a playoff spot. And now I think we're going to make the change. So the Quakers have decided they're not going to wait any longer. They're going to make a pitching change right now. They've given the bullpen time, I think. Well, wait a minute. The umpire going out, and he is sending Coach Sack back. So apparently they're not going to make a change. That was odd. Umpire went out and said, nope, can't make the change right here, so we'll have to wait. So Jordan Christian will stay in for at least one more hitter here in Hudson Chastain. Chastain a double in the fourth inning. The pitch on the way, and it's outside for a ball. I'm curious to know what that was, at least from the situation standpoint, why they couldn't have brought a new pitcher in. By the way, that's Dominic Michael, who is in the bullpen now for the Quakers. And time is called before the pitch. Well, this really could get out of hand here for the Quakers. You're down by 5, and again, 2 away. Chastain with the bases loaded here in the top of the 6th inning. The stretch and the pitch on the way, low and outside, 2-0. Got to find the strike zone now. And you can be very patient now as a hitter. Chastain will wait for, I would imagine, he's going to look for a pitch right here. He can drive, and you're down 2-0 in the count. You're probably going to get something pretty good. Here's the pitch on the way, and it caught the outside corner for a strike. That's a fastball. Not some, well, Chastain pretty much, he was taking on that one. He thought that pitch was too far outside. Not the pitch he was looking for. The high leg kick again. This is bounced toward the second baseman, Davis. He'll toss on to first, and that'll do it. Here in the top of the 6th inning, but another run across for the Pioneers. And on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Quakers trail at 6-1.
Since 1994, Beach Automotive has provided motorists in the Richmond area with comprehensive auto repair services that include car and truck care, alignment, brakes, tires, engine, transmission, and more. You'll be hard-pressed to find the same level of expertise that our auto mechanic specialists provide. For a high-performing vehicle, trust Beach Automotive. To learn more, call 765-966-8181. Beach Automotive, 110 East Main Street, Richmond.
Big Boys Pizza is now open in Richmond, located at 1015 East Main Street, next door to the Civic Theater. The menu has great sandwiches, pasta, salads, and of course, pizza. Come dine in, carry out, or have your food delivered day or night, at home or at the office. Other locations are in Connorsville and Brookville. Bring in a sports ticket after any game and receive 10% off your purchase. Ticket must be dated for the same day as your purchase. Dine in, take out, or delivery, Big Boys Pizza. 765-488-0023.
Head to the bottom of the 6th inning here at Sadler Stadium. Great to have you with us here for Quaker Baseball, game 1 of 2. And now Earlham's got their work cut out for them trailing by 5. And Johnson stays out, the right-hander for the Pioneers. There you see Johnson. He has thrown well so far. But now the Quakers have to find a way to get back into this. By the way, 3 errors on the board now for the Quakers, not just 2. So it'll be Morgan, Pinsur, and Bryan.
Number 12, Anthony Morgan.
Quakers still with just 5 hits. They've been out hit 9-5. Morgan today 1 for 1 with a run scored. He walked also in the 3rd inning. He will face Johnson for the first time. And the pitch by the right-hander is a breaking ball. It's in there for a strike. Good pitch by Johnson. Had Morgan fooled. Morgan maybe looking fastball right there. It was a breaking pitch. Johnson ready to work again. Here's the 0-1. And it's low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Johnson will shake off that first sign. Blair sets up on the outside corner. Here's the pitch on the way. Just a little bit off the target. 2-1. That didn't miss by much. The stretch and the 2-1 pitch is in there for a strike. Caught the inside corner. Two balls and 2 strikes. Center fielder McAnally shaded toward right field. Here's the pitch on the way. That one jams him. Ground ball to Wade at first, and he's going to step on the bag and get the out there, and there's one away. That'll bring up now Brian Pinsura. Brian is 0 for 2.
At bat number 22, Brian Pinsura.
Brian grounded out back in the second inning and flew out in the third. Brian still looking for his first hit since before the first game against Franklin. Brian now 0 for his last 17 at-bats. The stretch by Johnson. And the pitch called strike. I said earlier when he grounded out back in the first inning, you sometimes get into a little bit of a slump, and it's just hard to get out of it. The pitch hit foul. And now he falls down in the count of 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, we may look back at this game as there you see Johnson, the right-hander, set to throw once again. Breaking ball got him looking. That's a good pitch by Johnson. Pinsura strikes out for 2 away, and that'll bring up Alec Bryan, the number 9 hitter.
At the right fielder, number 2.
Go back to the first inning, bases loaded. You had got a run in the second inning, but left runners at second and third. You left a runner in scoring position in the third and in the fifth innings. Johnson set to throw to Alec Bryan. Here's the pitch by the right-hander, hit foul. Pretty good cut by Alec, 0 for 2. He is grounded out twice. Here's the 0-1. That one's lifted into left field, and Taylor can't get to it. That's going to fall in for extra bases. Alec to second. Now he's going to make the turn on his way to third. Here's the throw, not in time, and a 2-out triple by Alec Bryan. And the Quakers have another runner in scoring position here in the 6th inning. Taylor looked like he had that one played well, but it carried. Taylor was playing off the line in left field. But Alec Bryan able to lift that one over his head in the gap in left center. And now the Quakers will bring Isaiah Shank to the plate with a runner at third base. Isaiah 0 for 2 today with a walk. Johnson comes set and the pitch. This one's going to be hit into right field. And coming over and losing it in the sun is Ratliff. Run will score. Shake will head to second. He's going to stretch it out, try to get to third. Here's the throw and a head first slide and back-to-back triples for the Quakers, and it is now 6-2. Boy, Ratliff just lost it in the sun, and he never even saw it. Boy, we have seen players battle with that sun at times here at Sadler Stadium, but that one couldn't happen at a better time as Isaiah Shank, what thought would be a routine ground ball, now standing at third base in a meeting on the mound now. It has been a while since the Quakers have had back-to-back triples. But they will take it in this one, and that sun again can be brutal at times on a high sky like what we see today here in Richmond. And just at the last minute, Ratliff lost it. Here's Mark Gendreau. Gendreau 1 for 3. It must be bring your dog to the ballpark day. Here's the stretch by Johnson, and the pitch on the way is a breaking ball in there for a strike. Sure it does well for the concentration as a hitter. The stretch by Johnson. The pitch on the way. This one's going to be hit to right field as well, and that's going to fall in for a base hit. Gendreau makes the turn. He drives in another run, and the Quakers now trail this one 6-3. And it's really not that Johnson's pitching that poorly. It's just that the Quakers able to find the breaks they've needed so far here today, and now 6-3. Gendreau, his second base hit, his second run driven in. Here's Robertson. Robertson steps in, the throw to first, not in time. The dog is right below us. Robertson, a couple of base hits. Stretch by Johnson. And the pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Robertson singled back in the first inning, struck out in the second, and then singled and stole a base in the fifth inning. See if the Quakers can keep the inning going as another throw to first, not in time. Two runs across here in the bottom of the sixth in game one. Gendreau with a good lead at first. The stretch and the pitch on the way is in there for a strike. Even though the Quakers are down by 3, keep an eye on Gendreau at first base. Robertson, good contact hitter, and hit and run certainly a possibility. Johnson right there trying to get out of trouble. Stretch again by the right-hander. Good lead by Gendreau. He fakes taking off, and that's going to foul tip, or did he hit the batter? Let me see here. I think that for Robertson, he says that ball hit him on the hand, and Robertson is heading back to get his bat as the two umpires getting together. I guess it's a matter, did the ball hit the end of the bat, the butt end of the bat, or did it actually hit Robertson on the hand? Now, Robertson said it hit him. And they're going to put him at first base. So hit batter is Robertson, heads down to first. And that'll bring up Danny Dopp. And now, and I would imagine you would want some explanation if you're the head coach for Transylvania, and apparently he got the explanation he was looking for. Danny's walked twice, had a sacrifice fly back in the fifth inning. And Earlham's inning staying alive here in inning number 6 is Johnson trying to get out of trouble, and now some activity in the Transylvania bullpen. Johnson gets the sign. Here's the stretch. Checking the runner at second, and the pitch on the way, grounded foul. No balls and a strike. This all has been produced for the Quakers with 2 outs. Morgan and Penseur the first 2 outs, and then Alec Bryan with the triple, the shake triple. And there you see Johnson, a long look to get the sign. He's trying to get out of this inning with no further damage done. Tapped right back to Johnson. He'll run over and toss it on to first, and that'll do it for the Quakers in the bottom half of inning number 6. But Earlham able to pick up a couple of runs. And on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Transylvania leads this one 6-3.
I got this.
I got this.
I got this.
At Harrington Hogue, we believe your life belongs to you. That's why we work hard to make sure that your insurance coverage is the last thing you have to worry about. So when it comes to keeping you protected,
we got this.
Kate's Cages is the #1 indoor training facility for baseball and softball in Richmond by far. With top flight instructors, you will learn how to play the game the right way. Everything from pitching, hitting, catching, and fielding. Kate's Cages will also have the opportunity to participate in triple play fall ball, the softball academy, individual and team camps, and individual private workouts. Kate's Cages Baseball and Softball Indoor Training Facility, 1366 Rose City Boulevard. Call 993-2353 for more information.
Quakers will make another change here in the pitching department. We mentioned in the last half inning that we thought that maybe Dominic Michael would be out to throw, and they brought him back. But Dominic is in. He is the third pitcher used now for the Quakers. For Dominic on the season, this is his 13th appearance, 24 2/3 innings, 14 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned. He has struck out 12, walked 6. And on the year, he's 1-1 with an ERA of 1.82. Austin Butts will step in. There is Butts. And a look at Dominic Michael. He will work from the stretch, and the pitch on the way is in there for a strike. Butts doubled his last time up. He has struck out twice, 1 for 3. He has driven in a run. By the way, live stats on GoEarlham.com if you want to check that out. That pitch is outside. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. Up high, 2-1. I have the Quakers for 8 hits, 9 hits unofficially for Transylvania. The pitch on the way as a breaking ball stays up high. And we'll go to 3 balls and a strike. Four-run 5th inning. That right now is the big difference for Transylvania. The pitch on the way is up high for ball 4. So man on here in the 7th. That'll bring up now Michael Blair.
At bat, the catcher, number 38, Michael Blair.
Well, for the moment, the Quaker bullpen is quiet and no one throwing in the Transylvania bullpen. There's Blair, 1 for 3, singled in the 5th inning. The pitch on the way by Dominic in there for a strike, and he jumps out in front at 0-1. Here's the stretch and the 0-1 pitch. Tapped back to Michael. He could get 2 here. There's 1 at second. The relay not in time as Blair hustling down the line to avoid the double play. But there's 1 out here in the 7th inning, and that'll bring up the third baseman.
At bat number 21.
As LaPiccolo will step to the plate. That is a 1-6 force out for the out at second. And again, Blair with a fielder's choice. LaPiccolo steps up, the right-handed batter. Runner takes off, the pitch low and outside, the throw down not in time. Davis lays on the tag, hoping that Blair had slid past the bag, but he'll get a stolen base. 1 ball, no strikes. And yet for another inning, Transylvania with a runner in scoring position. They've had 1 in every inning since the 2nd. The 1-0 pitch. High and outside, 2-0. They've left a few runners in scoring position, as have the Quakers, but the difference is they've got more runs across so far here in game 1. That one's hit into center field, and the center fielder is there. Boy, I tell you what, for a moment, it looked like Isaiah on a line drive had gone back on it, and then he came up and made the catch, and those are the hardest ones to catch, are the line drives right at you.
At bat number 22, Nick Wade.
Here's Nick Wade. So 2 away here in the 7th. Wade 1 for 3 with a run scored. And the left-handed hitter steps in for the first time against Dominic Michael. The stretch by the right-hander in the pitch, hit foul, just off the end of the bat. Wade struck out back in the 2nd, grounded out in the 4th, then singled and scored a run in the 6th inning. Dominic not quite as quick of a worker as time is called now by the hitter Nick Wade. We saw the first 2 pitchers, Kyle Gorman and then Jordan Christian, both are pretty quick on the mound. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner gets to the lead at second base. Here's the stretch again by Michael, and the pitch on the way, lifted into right center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Another run will score, and the Pioneers now lead this one 7-3. Wade picks up his 2nd single of the afternoon. Now drives in a run. And here's Malloy.
At bat number 44, Henry Malloy.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that's 10 hits now by the Pioneers. And Earlham will have to gain 1 more run back now. That pitch is low, 1-0. Well, timely hits today by the Pioneers, and that has been the really big difference. Quakers have not got those runners across. That pitch in there for a strike in key situations all afternoon, though they did get a couple in the last inning. Give 1 back here in the 7th. The pitch on the way, that'll be hit to the shortstop. And he'll flip on to second. Davis steps on the bag, and that'll do it for Transylvania here in the top of the 7th. But they will pick up a run. And we will head to the bottom of the 7th inning on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers trail at 7-3.
Wish me luck, wish me luck. We've all said it. Thing is, life doesn't run on luck. For most people, it takes careful planning. A lot more than, say, crossing your fingers or toes. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Because as your life changes, your life insurance coverage should do the same. And when it comes to your coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
At First Bank Richmond, we provide you with an excellent banking experience. Whether it's personal checking, savings, mortgage loans, consumer loans, retail lending, or trust and investments, you can count on First Bank Richmond. First Bank Richmond has been serving the Richmond area since 1887. For more information, give them a call at 962-2581 or go to their website at firstbankrichmond.com.
Earlham Baseball being brought to you this afternoon by Jason Wise, the Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. He has an idea for an alternative fundraiser for your school group or nonprofit. If you list, buy, or refer a customer and mention this promotion, he'll donate 10% of what he makes on the transaction to the school group or nonprofit of your choice in your name. Tell your friends, family, colleagues to mention this offer when listing with Jason Wise at Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. Give him a call at 969-30-400. Head to the bottom of the 7th inning. It'll be Bach, Davis, and Morgan.
The 7th, the catcher, number 5, Ian Bach.
Ian so far today, 0 for 2 with a walk, coming back in the first inning. Well, again, the big question now is, can Earlham get this offense rolling? As Johnson back in, the right-hander's first pitch. Fly ball into right field. This time Ratliff has a beat on him, makes a catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. here in the 7th. I was watching Ratliff between innings as he was having one of the assistant coaches throw him a fly ball just to adjust to the sunshine. Mechanical here. This is what you call a see if we can get up here and fix it. There you go. Wardrobe malfunction. One ball and one strike. Pitch in there for strike 1 and 2. Davis so far today is 1 for 3. Picked up a single in the 3rd inning. The pitch by Johnson is low for a ball, 2 and 2. The break him and pitch on the way. High tap to the third baseman. The throw to first. Wide, and did they get him? No. He did not make the turn, though, at first base, so I think they'll call that an error. Piccolo was the guilty party on that throw. And now the head coach going out to talk with the field umpire to make sure he understands what exactly happened. So the Quakers will have a man on here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And that'll bring up Anthony Morgan. So now the Quakers have a man on here in the 7th inning as Johnson will come set. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's a called strike. Morgan singled and scored back in the 2nd, walked in the 3rd, and then grounded out in the 6th inning. Throw to first, and it goes wide, and Davis will head to second. He'll take a look. See if he can get to third. He will not as the ball comes back to the infield, so that'll be an error on the pitcher. So back-to-back errors, and now 3 errors on the board for the Pioneers, and the Quakers now have a runner at second base. Johnson not helping his cause here in the 7th inning. The pitch just outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Johnson once again, a long look into his catcher Blair. Here's the stretch. And the pitch on the way, fly ball, shallow left field. Taylor is there, and Taylor makes the catch, and there's 2 away. Here's Pinsura.
At bat number 22, Brian Pinsura.
Well, Brian again 0 for 3 today. He is 0 for his last 18. Going back to the 4-game series against both Franklin and Anderson. Stretch again by Johnson, and the pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Now this will be the, 3rd straight inning the Quakers have had a runner in scoring position. They did pick up 2 runs in the 6th, but they need something here. Stretch again by Johnson, and the pitch. He'll bunt it. Davis was taking off to third, and Johnson to strike to first, and now to do it for the Quakers here in the bottom of the 7th inning. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Quakers trail this one 7-3.
Hello, my name is Kyle Schwarzkopf. I'm the manager of Kyle's National Road Auto and business in Richmond since 1979. We employ ASE certified technicians and we have over 80 years of experience. We work on all domestics and most European and Japanese cars. Give us a call at 966-1555. Kyle's National Road Auto Service. My name is Kyle Schwarzkopf and I approve this message.
Georgia Direct is your one-stop source for floor coverings and decorating ideas for remodeling a home, office, kitchen, or bathroom. Their showroom offers quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Armstrong, Craft-Made, and many more. They proudly offer Richmond the best quality and variety of home design solutions at competitive prices. At Georgia Direct, their goal is to deliver an outstanding customer experience from selection through installation. Georgia Direct Carpets and Cabinets, 5200 National Road East, Richmond.
Game 1 of 2 here this afternoon at Sadler Stadium, and right now the Quakers down in this first game 7-3. We can between games. I'm going to check now, but I'm going to see if we can find some scores and see how the other games are going on this busy Tuesday. I think just about everybody's in action at some point, if not in a conference game, but in a non-conference aspect. David McNally will lead things off. He's been on base 3 times. Here's the right-handed hitter McNally, and again, Dominic Michael ready to throw, and this will be chopped foul. McAnally doubled in the 3rd, reached on an error in the 5th. He walked in the 6th inning. He has scored twice. Again, coming from the number 9 position here in Game 1. So it's McAnally, Taylor, and Ratliff. Dominic will come set the pitch. Here's a strike. Right now, it's Dominic Michael to at least finish this one off. Nobody throwing for the Quakers. That pitch is outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dominic, we mentioned, has pitched well this season. Everything out of the bullpen so far, at least predominantly so far, as that pitch is up high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Whatever the case is the rest of the way here today, Quakers, again, with the offense continuing to struggle, cannot afford to give up any more runs here this afternoon in game number 1. And right now, McAnally's 1 ball away from being on base yet one more time. The stretch by the right-hander, the pitch is on the way, and that would have been ball 4, but he swings at a pitch out of the strike zone. And he does Dominic Michael a favor and strikes out. So McAnally not on base for the first time today. And here's Isaac Taylor.
With 1 out, now batting number 39, Isaac Taylor.
Still a little bit of a breeze blowing from right to left here this afternoon, though it has not been a huge factor here today. That pitch in there for a strike. Most everything that we have seen hit by Transylvania, they've been on a line drive. They really haven't had too many balls hanging in the air here this afternoon in game 1. The pitch on the way, just inside, and nearly catching the leg that time of Taylor. Taylor, 2 base hits in the 5th and 6th innings, and he's fooled by that pitch. Taylor's been on base 3 times. Boy, with him and McAnally at 9 and 1, they've been on base 6 out of the potential 8 times. There's a called third strike. And there's 2 away now as Taylor caught looking. And that'll bring up Ratliff.
At bat number 7, Cole Ratliff.
Ratliff has walked twice. He's 0 for 2. See if Dominic can get an easy out right here and let this offense go to work as that pitch is low. 1 ball, no strikes. The 1-0 delivery on the way is inside, 2-0. The stretch and the pitch on the way is high and inside. 3 balls, no strikes. Quakers have walked, 1, 2, just 3 today. Again, the pitching overall ain't been too bad, just cannot produce runs. 3-1. Is that pitch in there for a strike? And you say, how can it not be too bad with 7 on the board, but still overall just can't get that offense rolling as there's a base hit. Another line drive base hit for Ratliff and the Pioneers. So here's Chastain. Chastain picked up his lone base, hit a double back in the 4th inning.
At bat number 6, Hudson Chastain.
So now Chastain will keep the inning alive or try to keep the inning alive here in the top of the 8th. The stretch by Dominic as the pitch is on the way, grounded toward the shortstop, Pinsura. He'll flip to Davis, and that'll end the inning. We will head to the bottom of the 8th inning on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers trail this one 7-3.
Hey, this is Steve, and out of Jiffy Lube the other day, a customer came in and said, Steve, this was my 100th oil change on this car, and you've done them all.
Hi, my name is George Farrell, and I've been coming to Jiffy Lube for over 14 years. I recently just had my 100th oil change. I'd like to thank Steve Funkhauser and his staff for the great service that they've provided me over the years. Thank you to all, and I would recommend anyone to come to Jiffy Lube to get their car serviced.
Jiffy Lube, #1 in customer satisfaction for a reason.
Little Sheba's Restaurant and Zini's Place. Come join us in Richmond at 175 Fort Wayne Avenue or at our newest location in Centerville at 129 East Main Street. Grab one of our gourmet pizzas, a deluxe sandwich, steak or fresh salad, and an ice-cold beer or your favorite wine. Featuring live music every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, plus more in our smoke-free environment. 10% discount with a valid student ID. It's better than being home.
Earlham Baseball being brought to you this afternoon by Chef KC. He's located at 1301 South L Street in Richmond. Catering for all events or occasions, personal chef and traveling barbecue service, carry-out, and delivery is available. Chef KC, 1301 South L Street in Richmond. We head to the bottom of the 8th. It's Brian, Shake, and Jandro all due up. Johnson has held serve since he has been in the lineup here today. Took over for Yancey way back in the 3rd inning. Alec Bryan tripled back-to-back triples for the Quakers in the 6th inning. The second triple, we'll talk about Isaiah Shake, came when Ratliff lost it in the sun in right field, but Quakers will take it. Alec looked down at 3rd as he will step in. He's 1 for 3 this afternoon. Here's the pitch by Johnson, and it's low for a ball. Well, now you're looking at Johnson for the 3rd time. Perhaps maybe you can get to him here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The pitch on the way is in there for a strike. The stretch. And the pitch. That's hit down the line, and that'll be a foul ball. One ball, two strikes now to Alec Bryan. Blair will check the dugout, what they want to throw. He'll set up on the inside corner. Here's the pitch by Johnson. Got him looking. So Bryan strikes out looking here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Boy, the pitch was not even where Johnson, or should say where Blair was set up. Johnson was looking to the inside, as was Blair. The pitch went to the outside and got Bryan looking. Here's Isaiah Shake. So one away here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Shake so far today tripled back in the 6th. He's 0 for 2, 1 for 3, I should say, with a walk. And he'll swing and miss on that one. Mentioned Shake got that triple when Ratliff lost the baseball in the sun in the 6th inning. The pitch on the way by Johnson is low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Quakers need base runners here in the bottom of the 8th. The pitch. Another off-speed pitch, and Isaiah way out in front of that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Center fielder McAnally shaded toward right field as that pitch is outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. In fact, he is way over Isaiah. If he can pull it down the line, he's got himself at least a double, as the left fielder Taylor way off the line in left as well. The stretch and the pitch on the way. This one hit into right center field. McAnally going back on it. They had him played perfectly. As Isaiah flies out to center field for out number 2, as that'll bring up now Mark Gendreau. Well, the scouting report apparently on Isaiah Shake was they're keeping him out of the alley in right center field, and they're going to play that way again. Gendreau is seeing quite a shift in center field and in left field. Way off the line is Taylor in left. McAnally shifted way over toward right field. And the pitch by Johnson is low for a ball. You very rarely see outfields shift this much. You can see the 3 of them where they are right now as that pitch is outside 2-0.
Same pitch you rung the first guy up on.
There's Johnson. There's Gendreau. The stretch and the pitch on the way. There's a strike. Gendreau, a couple of base hits. He's driven in a couple of runs. 2 away here in the bottom of the 8th, and the pitch. Grounded to the right side. The first baseman is there, steps on the bag, and that'll do it for the Quakers in the bottom of inning number 8. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Quakers trail at 7-3.
For the past 35 years, Van Vliet Insurance has built a reputation of bringing a personal touch. That's because at Van Vliet, it's all about you, your needs, your life, and our town. Along with providing quality coverage to individuals, families, and local businesses, we're proud of our community and the opportunity we have to protect your future within it. Van Vliet Insurance, an Erie Insurance representative. Hometown professionals at work for you.
Mancino's is family-friendly, serving fresh grinders, pizza, pasta, and salads daily. They serve great food priced for family budgets. And whether it's one of their homemade grinders, salads, or pizza, there's sure to be something for everyone in your family. Our baking process may cost a little more and take more time, but the end result of freshness and flavor make the real difference in all of Mancino's award-winning products. Mancino's of Richmond. Give them a call at 966-1161 or go to their website, Mancino's.com. cassinosofrichmond.com.
7-3 as we move now to the top half of inning number 9. Quakers 4 runs down, get a stop here, and then work on the offensive side of things. It'll be Butts and Blair, the first 2 hitters. Then LaPiccolo will come up as the number 3 hitter in the 9th.
736-400-694-3801.
Austin Butts, by the way, out of Woodstock, Illinois, the same place that yours truly was born.
At bat is number 19.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody here out of Woodstock, Illinois. Redshirt sophomore. So there is Butts. He doubled back in the 5th inning. The pitch on the way, and that one almost hits him. 1 ball, no strikes. Butts struck out in the 1st, struck out in the 4th, doubled and scored in the 5th, and walked in the 7th inning. Michael with a pitch, and it's 2-0. That 4-run 5th inning really standing out now for the Pioneers. Hit well, but foul. Hits on the board for the Pioneers as Butts is back in. The pitch hit right at the third baseman, Jandro. His throw and the stretch at first by the Quaker first baseman, Danny Dopp. There's one away.
With 1 out now batting number 38, Michael Blair.
Here's Blair. Blair singled back in the 5th inning. He's 1 for 4 here in game 1. And Dominic's first pitch in there for a strike. Blair a part of that 4-run 5th. The stretch and the pitch on the way. The breaking ball stays high, and we'll go to 1-1. Dominic will come set. The 1-1 pitch popped him up as Ian Bach will give it a look. And we'll go to 1-2. Well, if the Quakers lose this one, they will fall again to 7-8. That would put them a full game behind Rose for the number 3 spot. And depending on, again, what will happen with Manchester, as that is hit foul again. But Manchester won't play until Friday against Earlham. So that may set things up to be a pretty interesting matchup. 5 teams will make it. And that means Earlham will be right on the cusp. Bluffton right there. Transy with a win here if they go on to win at Manchester. All battle it out for that number 5 spot. Here's a pitch that's low and outside, 2-2. And what you thought, again, right before that 4-game losing streak on the road at Franklin and Anderson, Quakers were sitting in pretty good position, but now they're fighting for their playoff lives here. This one has popped up. The shortstop being called off by the left fielder who comes in and makes the catch. Good job again by Anthony Morgan. And there's 2 away here in the 9th.
At number 21, Wade Lapiccolo.
Lapiccolo steps to the plate. Wade, the freshman out of Franklin, Tennessee, so far today is 1 for 4. Did double back in the 4th inning. And the first pitch in there for a strike. As we look to the bottom of the ninth, Quakers will have Robertson, Dopp, and Bach. So we'll go 3, 4, and 5, barring a pinch hitter. The stretch and the pitch on the way is low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Lapicolo's double came back in the 4th inning. The pitch on the way and a fly ball into center field. Should be an easy play for Isaiah Shank, and he'll make the catch, and now the Quakers will go to work in the bottom of the 9th inning of Game 1. And on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Quakers trail it by 4.
New Vision Sports is a training program that focuses on the training and improvement of the serious-minded athlete, including all ages and skill levels. From creating customized workout plans to providing ongoing motivation and support, New Vision strives to help you achieve your training goals. Their trainers use a variety of effective workout plans based on your specific goals. New Vision Sports, 977-5831. Or go to their website, newvisionsports.com. That's New Vision Sports with a Z.
As an internet service provider, Parallax Systems offers reliable residential high-speed internet service and business service. With a fiber backbone reaching over 150 miles, we have created a multifaceted delivery system. Our dark fiber leasing has proved beneficial to public and private sectors alike. Parallax serves Wayne County and surrounding areas. Parallax Systems, when speed matters, a division of Richmond Power and Light.
The Purdue Polytechnic Institute in Richmond is part of a statewide network that offers the same technology degrees available in West Lafayette. The benefit of earning your degree at the Richmond location is that the campus is small enough to provide you with dedicated one-to-one attention while you earn your degree from Purdue University. Purdue Polytechnic of Richmond. Give them a call at 973-8228 or go to their website for more information at polytechnic.purdue.edu.
Our community. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we play. At West End Bank, we're not just in the community, we're a part of the community. And that's why we support over 100 programs for local nonprofits and schools, including our financial literacy program that positively impacts countless students throughout the area. You bank locally, so we give back locally to watch people grow with endless possibilities.
Well, the Quakers down to their final 3 outs. It'll be Robertson to lead things off as Johnson back in for another inning of work. There you see Robertson, a couple of base hits here this afternoon, and they need one right here as that first pitch in there for a strike. Robertson singled in the first inning and singled in the 5th, was hit by a pitch in the 6th inning. The stretch by Johnson. Here's the pitch and a swing and a miss. That would have been perhaps ball number 1 as Addison guessing wrong on the breaking ball. And now he's down at 0-2. The pitch again by Johnson, grounded to the right side. Chastain will take it on the hop, throw to first, and there's one away. That'll bring up Danny Dopp. And the Quakers down to their final 2 outs.
At bat number 7, Danny Dopp.
Danny walked back in the first inning, walked in the 3rd, sacrificed in the 5th, and grounded out in the 6th inning. The pitch by Johnson, a called strike. Boy, this will be a huge win for Transylvania. Put them at 6-9. The stretch again by Johnson. Here's the pitch on the way. There's another strike. Danny quickly behind here at 0-2. The pitch on the way is low and outside. Good waste pitch that time by Johnson. We'll go to 1 2 strikes. Ian Bach is on deck. Johnson set to throw the 1-2 pitch, hit foul. Danny steps back in as he tries to get something going here for the Quakers. Johnson once again, that's hit foul. Way out in front of the swing is Danny. Well, you lose this, you got to put it behind you and then think about how you're going to get game number 2. One ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Grounded foul. Again, Danny able to stay alive. Anything close, just make sure you don't let the umpire make that last decision for you and get caught looking on a called third strike. Johnson again set to throw as that pitch bouncing in front of the catcher Blair. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Might have caught a piece of Blair as well off that hop in the artificial turf.
Hey, make it hard to get these 3. Come on, 7.
A young man right there trying to pick up the win in relief. Here's the break-even pitch on the way. Shortstop will field in throw, and a strong throw, and there's 2 away. Malloy, good arm at shortstop, and that'll bring up Ian Bach as the Quakers down to their final out here in game 1.
At bat number 5, Ian Bach.
Well, Ian so far today walked, grounded out, struck out, and flew out. As Earlham down to their final opportunity right here. That's down the line. That's going to be a fair ball. As Bach got it just inside the bag at third, and Ian will head to second with Taylor running it down deep in the corner. And the Quakers will stay alive with a 2-out double by Ian Bach. Just over the bag at third.
At bat number 26, Dre Davis.
So now the Quakers will bring Dre Davis to the plate with a runner at second. Davis, his lone base hit coming back in the third. He is 0 for 2 so far tonight against Johnson. The stretch once again by Johnson, and the pitch on the way is low and outside, 1-0. Davis has been on base 3 times. Johnson, there you see the right-hander coming set, and the pitch in there for strike 1. Well, here's a hitter. You have to be patient. You need base runners here in the 9th inning, so you want to be choosy, but not too choosy. Get a good pitch to drive right here and get on base. Johnson once again set to throw. Here's the pitch on the way, and boy, Dre started to commit, couldn't hold up. Now he falls behind a 1 ball, 2 strikes. So now the Quakers down to their final strike here in game number 1. Johnson once again with a runner at second. And the pitch on the way, hit into right field. This will fall in for a base hit. And the run will score as Ian Bach will cross the plate. And it's now 7-4 as Davis picks up the RBI single. Transylvania right at the moment not caring too much about the run score. They know they're down to the final out of this one, and that's going to bring up a pinch hitter, as we'll see T.J. Donnelly. He'll pinch hit for Morgan.
T.J. Donnelly.
So T.J. will step to the plate here in the 9th inning out of Canal Fulton, Ohio, just a freshman. There you see T.J. right there. Pitch by Johnson, caught the inside corner for a strike, and T.J. kind of looking back. You saw him right there. You see him stepping out.
You can't call that a foot outside and call that inside.
Johnson once again comes set. The pitch. Grounded toward the third baseman. The throw across the diamond, and that'll do it. Game 1 is in the books as the Quakers will lose this first contest here this afternoon. Your final score, Transylvania 7, Earlham 4. We'll come back and wrap it up in a moment. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
At the Reed Orthopedic Center, our physicians and support team devote themselves to helping you return to a healthy and active lifestyle. Our expertise includes shoulder, elbow, foot, ankle, hand, wrist, hip, and knee injuries, as well as pain management and rehabilitation, and school athletic training programs and sports medicine. We are committed to providing you with the best possible orthopedic treatment that we can. To request an appointment at the Reed Orthopedic Center, call 765-935-8905.
Well, this one is in the books for the Quakers. Now they'll set their sights on game number 2. Quakers now 7-8 in the conference, and for Transylvania 6-9. If they can pick up another win, they will tie the Quakers in the HCAC standings. We will have game 2 coming up in about 30 minutes. Transylvania winning game 1 7-4. Thanks for being with us. Again, you can follow live stats as we go throughout the entire night on GoEarlham.com. Final score, Transylvania 7, Earlham 4. Thanks for being with us. This has been Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.